Have you ever considered that the first 5 minutes of your morning could change your entire life? Some people wake up complaining and end the day drained. Others, with just a few intentional minutes in the morning, set off a chain reaction of success. If you're searching for real change, not magic, but transformation, start with what happens the moment you open your eyes each day. Number 1, start every day with at least 5 minutes of powerful energy. Each morning offers a blank slate, a chance to begin again, a quiet invitation to take charge of how the rest of your day will unfold. And what may surprise you most is this: just 5 focused, positive minutes can shift the entire course of your day. This isn't just a tiny habit. It's a seed, small but mighty, and if nurtured properly, it grows into lasting transformation. The Roman philosopher Marcus Aurelius once said, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength." Think about it. If you can command your thoughts in the first 5 minutes of your day, you unlock the ability to master the remaining hours that follow. Because how you begin anything often determines how you experience everything. Have you ever had a morning where things felt off, chaotic, rushed, negative, and that mood stretched through the rest of the day? On the flip side, can you remember a morning when you felt inspired, grateful, and focused, and everything just seemed to flow? That's the power of your first 5 minutes. Start your day with gratitude, with intention, and with a vision of who you want to be. Even if challenges come your way, and they always do, you will walk through them with a victorious mindset. Ask yourself, can I be better than I was yesterday? What can I do right now to improve my life? Even a little? These aren't just reflective questions. They are sparks, tiny moments that can ignite real and lasting change. And they all begin with those first precious moments in the morning. If you're truly committed to becoming your best self, begin by practicing gratitude. Pause, even briefly, to appreciate what you already have: your family, your friends, your health, your work, and even the little things you've overlooked. Take inspiration from someone who embodies this practice daily, Oprah Winfrey. She rose from hardship and poverty to become a global symbol of success, resilience, and compassion. Oprah once revealed that every single morning, she writes down at least 3 things she's grateful for. They aren't grand or glamorous, just simple blessings: a ray of sunshine, a heartfelt conversation, or a peaceful night's rest. This habit grounds her. It helps her focus on the good, even when facing major challenges in her career and personal life. Born into poverty and enduring countless struggles as a child, Oprah had every reason to hold on to resentment or bitterness. But she made a different choice. Instead of allowing the pain of the past to weigh her down, she chose to cultivate gratitude. This wasn't just her path to healing, it became her daily source of strength. It propelled her forward, one day at a time. So if something that simple could work for Oprah, and so, as we saw in Oprah's story, when you begin your day with gratitude, clarity, and intention, the impact ripples through everything that follows. She didn't just build a strong mindset overnight. She nurtured it. She trained her focus like a muscle, day after day, and because of that discipline, she not only stayed committed to her goals, she became unstoppable. Oprah once shared that gratitude not only opens the doors to new opportunities but also allows me to fully appreciate the value of what I already have. It's this mindset, rooted in awareness and appreciation, that empowered her to rise from hardship and become not only one of the most influential women in the world, but a living symbol of resilience for millions across the globe. Now imagine applying just a piece of that mindset to your own life. The first 5 minutes of your morning may seem ordinary, but hidden within them is immense power. If you welcome them, embrace them, and use them wisely, you'll start to see your days shift, and eventually, your life will too. So, what can you do, starting today? It doesn't have to be complex. Try this: spend 5 simple minutes every morning writing down 3 things you're grateful for. They don't have to be grand. Maybe it's the gentle warmth of sunlight spilling through your window, or the peaceful feeling of waking from a good night's sleep, or simply the fact that you've been given one more day to live, to love, and to grow. Even if the day ahead isn't perfect, that doesn't mean it's a failure. Sometimes, the most meaningful growth hides within the imperfect moments. If things don't go as planned today, pause, reflect, learn from it. Because as the Stoic philosopher Epictetus wisely said, it's not what happens to you, but how you react to it, that matters. You may not control every situation, every person, or every outcome. But you can always control your response. And your response is what defines your character. A positive attitude isn't just about smiling through the storm. It's about seeing the storm as a part of your path, not the end of it. It's about turning challenges into lessons, and obstacles into stepping stones. Picture this: you walk into a chaotic day, back-to-back meetings, unfinished tasks, unexpected stress. But instead of being swept up in it, you stay grounded. You breathe deeply. You remind yourself, I've got this, one step at a time. Suddenly, your approach changes. You handle each situation with calm, with clarity, with confidence. You don't just survive the day, you lead it. That's the quiet power of intention. So tomorrow morning, as you rise, ask yourself, what do I want to accomplish today? How will I respond to the challenges I face? How can I make the most of this time I've been given? These aren't just routine questions. They're anchors, helping you stay focused and energized throughout the day. And once you've set your mindset with clarity and intention, the next step is action. Because a mindset without action is like a sail without wind, it goes nowhere. So write down your goals. No matter how small they may seem, or how big they might feel. Put them on paper, give them a name, and then, commit to them. A powerful reminder of this discipline is the story of Nelson Mandela. During the long, grueling years he spent in prison, Mandela faced one of the harshest environments a human being can endure. Stripped of freedom, isolated from the world, he could have given in to hopelessness. But instead, he chose focus. He chose discipline. He chose to lead himself first, before leading anyone else. Every morning, Mandela started his day with a clear mental structure. He treated each day as a stepping stone, even when surrounded by despair. With unwavering determination, he cultivated a mindset of preparation, not for comfort, but for purpose. And when the time finally came for him to step into the role of a leader, he was ready, because he had been preparing for it every single morning. Now it's your turn. Just one simple, meaningful act can create a shift. Tomorrow morning, give yourself 5 minutes, only 5, and spend them practicing gratitude. Find a quiet space, sit down, close your eyes, and gently let your thoughts wander to everything you cherish. The people you love, the small wins, the warmth of your bed, the roof above your head, the laughter from yesterday. And if time allows, write them down. You'll be amazed at how such a small habit can ripple out into the rest of your life. One shift in the morning, one moment of stillness, can reshape your entire day. Don't keep it to yourself. Share it with us. Leave a comment below and tell us. What are you grateful for today? This isn't just about building your own habit. It's about creating a ripple. Your story may be the spark that helps someone else begin their journey too. Remember, every morning is a clean slate. A fresh invitation to live with more intention. To let go of yesterday's weight. To begin again, with heart, with courage, and with joy. So, are you ready to begin your day with just 5 minutes of positive energy? Make that commitment now. You deserve it. Now that you've anchored your morning with gratitude and once you've written down what you're grateful for, it's time to go a little deeper, to send your intentions out into the world like whispers to the universe. Pause for a moment, and simply say, "Thank you, universe, for today. Thank you for the amazing opportunities ahead. Thank you for the strength of character I will demonstrate. Thank you for every smile and moment of happiness." It might sound simple, but in truth, you're doing something incredibly powerful. You're not just hoping for good things. You're declaring them. You're aligning yourself with a mindset of trust, confidence, and expectation. It's much like what an artist does before creating a masterpiece. They sketch, lightly and intentionally, laying down the foundation. And that's what these words do for your day. They're the outline for what's to come. Now, picture your morning as a garden. Every positive thought, every grateful whisper, every focused intention, those are seeds. You're planting them in the soil of your mind and spirit. And like any good garden, what you nurture will grow. So instead of jumping straight into a whirlwind of emails, noisy notifications, or stress-filled to-do lists, pause, breathe, focus on what you truly want your day to feel like. Setting a morning intention doesn't require dramatic rituals. You don't need an hour or a perfect routine. Just 1 minute of presence. 1 moment of clarity. Ask yourself, how do I want to feel today? How will I treat the people around me? What impression do I want to leave behind, on others, and on myself? These small questions shape big outcomes. They act like a compass, guiding your choices, your energy, your reactions. Oprah Winfrey, one of the most respected and influential voices in the world, does this every day. Her mornings are sacred. She begins them with stillness, meditation, and journaling. Gratitude and intention are not just habits for her, they're tools she uses to stay aligned with her deeper purpose. She's spoken openly about how this daily practice helps her face life's inevitable challenges, not with fear, but with faith. Not with doubt, but with a determined heart. And you can do the same. By welcoming each morning with gratitude and clear purpose, you're not just preparing for a good day, you're creating a life that's meaningful, joyful, and resilient. Think of it like a mirror. Your morning mindset reflects directly into your day. If you look into that mirror with confidence, peace, and excitement, the day that greets you will mirror those same emotions. But if you rush into it filled with anxiety, stress, or overwhelm, that reflection will follow you, step by step. And here's the important truth, you don't need to be perfect each morning. You simply need to be present, aware, mindful of how you're shaping your day from the very first breath. Morning routines aren't rigid rules you must follow like a machine. They're rituals, personal, meaningful ways to honor your well-being. They're not about perfection, they're about intention. Your routine might start with something as simple as sipping a glass of warm water, or taking 3 slow, conscious breaths, or maybe just sitting still for a few quiet moments before the world rushes in. Whatever it looks like, what matters most is consistency, because consistent habits lead to consistent results. Think of your morning as a symphony, and you, as the conductor. With each intentional choice, You guide the tempo of your day. You determine whether the melody is frantic or focused, dissonant or harmonious. This isn't just poetic, it's practical. Stoic philosophy reminds us that true freedom comes not from controlling the outside world, but from mastering our internal one. You can't prevent people from being rude. You can't predict every curveball. But you can choose how you respond. And that choice, moment after moment, is where your strength lies. Not in explosive reactions, but in a tranquil mind. Not in shouting back, but in a silent gaze, rooted in confidence, anchored in self-respect. Have you ever stopped to reflect on this? That the way you start your day might determine the quality of your life? But here's the twist: what happens if you don't start right? What if, without meaning to, you slip into your day on autopilot, with a restless mind and reactive energy? What if you surrender control of your thoughts, and suddenly find your entire day shaped by emails, headlines, traffic, and someone else's bad mood? This is why your morning matters. Don't brush this aside. Because in the very next part, we'll uncover a vital truth: not only how to start strong, but how to sustain your mental balance throughout the day. You're about to discover a practical way to keep your mind steady, even when life gets messy. So take a deep breath, and get ready to continue this journey. So what happens when we skip the most crucial step, starting the day with the right mindset? Imagine this: you wake up late. You're already behind. Before you've had time to breathe, a flood of emails arrives, one of them from a colleague. Passive-aggressive and irritating. You get into your car, only to hit a traffic jam that threatens to ruin your schedule. And suddenly, it's all too much. Frustration kicks in. Stress begins to boil. That sinking feeling of losing control takes over. Sound familiar? This isn't just a bad morning. It's the result of entering the day unprepared, mentally and emotionally. When you don't take time to set a positive tone from the beginning, even the smallest setbacks can feel like personal attacks. You start reacting instead of responding, surviving instead of leading. But here's the truth: challenges are a guarantee in life. Obstacles don't ask for permission before showing up. They arrive without warning, sometimes before you've had your coffee. The question isn't if they'll come. The question is, will you be ready for them? And the answer begins in the morning, with your mindset. Mental preparation isn't a luxury, it's your armor. It's how you build the inner strength to turn frustration into focus, and setbacks into stepping stones. Start your day by cultivating a mindset ready to face adversity, not with fear, but with opportunity. This doesn't just give you control over your reactions, it infuses your actions with clarity and purpose. That kind of energy isn't invisible. It ripples outward, influencing everything you touch, from your conversations to your creativity. Because the morning isn't just about checking your phone or brushing your teeth. It's about setting the foundation for a powerful, intentional life. Letting the morning slip by without a plan is like trying to build a house without laying the bricks. And that's something successful people understand deeply. Take Benjamin Franklin, one of the most iconic figures in American history. Every single morning, he asked himself one simple, but profound question: what good shall I do this day? That habit helped him center his purpose before the world could distract him. It kept him aligned with what truly mattered, not just professionally, but personally. It gave his life direction and depth. Because if you don't know where you're going, you'll wander. And when you wander, you often arrive at destinations you never intended to reach. This lesson is mirrored in the life of another great, Michael Phelps, the legendary Olympic swimmer. Phelps wasn't just a record breaker in the water, he was a master of mental preparation. His success wasn't random. It was designed. He planned everything, down to the smallest detail. Every training session was calculated. Every movement, visualized. Every goal, written. He knew what he wanted, and he did everything in his power to make it real. And the power of that preparation? It becomes truly evident when life throws the unexpected at you. Every morning, Michael Phelps didn't just train his body, he trained his mind. He dedicated time to visualizing every possible race scenario, the perfect swim, a shaky start, a muscle cramp, even the moment when something might go completely wrong. He didn't just see success, he practiced navigating through adversity before it happened. And then, it did. During a crucial Olympic race, as the crowd watched in anticipation, Phelps's goggles fogged up completely right after the start. For many athletes, that would have spelled disaster. Imagine swimming at full speed with zero visibility, unable to see the lanes, your competitors, or even the wall ahead. But for Phelps, it wasn't panic. It wasn't chaos. It was familiar. He had already lived this moment in his mind, over and over again. He fell back on his mental preparation, counting each stroke, maintaining his breathing rhythm, trusting the discipline he had built day after day. He finished the race, without ever seeing a thing, and broke a world record. Yes, a world record, blind. That moment wasn't luck. It was the result of clarity, practice, and a mindset forged every morning long before the stadium lights came on. Phelps's story is more than impressive, it's a profound lesson in the power of vision and daily preparation. Because when you start your day by knowing where you're headed, even the biggest obstacles become opportunities. You don't just survive tough moments, you shine through them. That's why the most important thing you can do in the morning isn't checking your inbox or scrolling social media. It's not about reacting to the world, it's about setting the tone for how you're going to lead it. Ask yourself, what do I truly want to accomplish today? What challenges might I face? And how will I meet them with strength? Is there something, no matter how small, I can do today to make my life better? You don't need hours to answer these questions. Even 10 to 15 minutes of quiet intention, writing down goals, reflecting, or simply focusing on your breath, can shift everything. This isn't about adding stress to your routine. It's about removing distraction and bringing yourself back to what matters. Because the morning is when your mind is clearest, not yet clouded by the noise of the day. Don't waste that golden window. Instead, invest it in yourself. Start with calm. Start with clarity. Start with purpose. Simple habits can help, like meditation, mindful breathing, or a brief moment of stillness. These practices aren't about perfection. They're about preparation. And once you've created that quiet space in the morning, the next step is to fill it with intentional, uplifting habits, the kind that energize your body, focus your mind, and align your spirit. One powerful practice is positivity journaling. Take a few minutes to write down what's on your mind, your thoughts, your intentions, your goals, or simply what you're grateful for. Putting your reflections on paper gives them shape. It helps you understand where you are and where you want to go. Pair that with some movement, any form of exercise, and you'll feel a dramatic shift. Even a few stretches, a short walk, or a quick workout can flood your body with energy and unlock a more optimistic, resilient mindset. Consider the example of Steve Jobs. Every morning, he would ask himself a single, thought-provoking question. If today were the last day of my life, would I want to do what I'm about to do today? It wasn't just a habit. It was a compass. That question helped him focus on what truly mattered. It reminded him to live each day with intention, to make bold decisions, and to avoid getting caught in the trap of meaningless busyness. A strong morning routine like that doesn't just help you survive the chaos of life, it reshapes your perspective on it. It becomes a tool for growth, clarity, and purpose. There's a reason people often say, attitude determines altitude. Because it's absolutely true. When you start your day with a negative mindset, even the smallest inconvenience can feel overwhelming. A delayed train, a missed message, or a critical word from someone else suddenly becomes a storm cloud over your entire day. But a positive mindset, it transforms everything. With the right energy, that same delay becomes a moment to breathe. That criticism becomes feedback. That challenge becomes your chance to rise. Because while you may not control everything that happens, you always control how you respond. Your mornings are sacred ground. They're your chance to take control of your state of mind, your intentions, and your direction for the day. So don't let your mornings drift by on autopilot. Don't let outside chaos enter your mind before you've anchored it in calm. Stand tall within yourself. Affirm your values. Tap into your strength. Remind yourself that this day is yours. As Marcus Aurelius wisely said, the happiness of your life depends upon the quality of your thoughts. So take control of your mornings, and you take control of your life. And so, the story of Marcus Aurelius isn't just some ancient Stoic anecdote. It's a timeless, powerful reminder, the way you begin your morning, the way you frame your mind, can determine the outcome of your entire day. Because how you start is often how you continue. Have you ever noticed this in your own life? Those mornings when you rise with a calm breath, maybe even a smile, and a sense of clarity, suddenly, everything seems to flow. Conversations feel smoother. Tasks feel lighter. Even obstacles lose their edge. That's not coincidence. That's mindset. A positive state of mind forms the foundation you need to navigate challenges, whether they're massive, like an important meeting or difficult decision, or small, like unexpected delays or criticism. Think back for a moment. Can you recall a stressful situation where, because you were feeling energized, grounded, and confident, you handled everything with focus and clarity? Now compare that to a time when you started the day groggy, irritated, or discouraged. Maybe you didn't sleep well, or maybe your thoughts were already tangled in yesterday's stress. Everything likely felt heavier, didn't it? Even the smallest problems seemed to carry more weight than they should. This isn't random. Your mindset is a compass. It doesn't just influence how you think, it steers how you react, how you speak, how you move through the world. It colors your day in either frustration or flow. And here's what makes mornings so important. They offer you the first moment of choice. Will you let the day dictate your emotions? Or will you decide how the day unfolds? Because when you choose to begin the day with peace, when you remind yourself of your worth, your goals, and what's within your control, you immediately shift into a position of strength. You're no longer just reacting. You're leading. So try this tomorrow morning, right after you wake up. Take a few slow breaths. Then, write down 3 things you're grateful for, even if they're small. Next, write down 3 goals you want to accomplish today, things that truly matter. Finally, remind yourself, I am grounded. I am capable. I am in control of my attitude. This practice doesn't take long, but its impact will echo through every conversation, every task, every moment you experience throughout the day. And now you know, you have the power to shape your mood. You don't need an elaborate morning ritual. Just a few intentional minutes can refresh your mind, reset your energy, and prepare you for something greater. Science agrees. A psychological study revealed that people who begin their day focusing on gratitude and intentionality experience higher levels of happiness, greater productivity, and a deeper sense of purpose throughout the day. This practice, so simple, yet so powerful, aligns directly with Stoic philosophy. Because at its core, Stoicism teaches us this truth. If you can master your own mind, no challenge can defeat you. You may not control the storm outside, but you can control the calm within. Life, as we know, is not always easy. There are deadlines, misunderstandings, heartbreaks, and setbacks. But your mindset, that's your superpower. With the right mental foundation, every challenge becomes an opportunity to learn, to grow, to rise. Picture this: you walk into a workday filled with tasks, back-to-back meetings, and heavy responsibilities. That could feel overwhelming, but not if you start the day thinking, today, I will conquer. And on the personal side, maybe you've had a difficult conversation, a failure, or a moment of doubt. With the right mindset, even that becomes something meaningful. A lesson, a stepping stone, not a wall. Because mindset isn't just a feel-good moment, it's a daily tool, a way of thinking that builds long-term resilience. As Marcus Aurelius reminds us, true strength doesn't come from controlling other people, the weather, or the news. It comes from one thing: the ability to control your own thoughts. That's why your morning mindset matters so much. Don't let the outside world, negative headlines, noise, pressure, dictate how you feel before you've even had a chance to choose. Take the first few moments of your day to ground yourself. Breathe, reflect, set a tone of calm and determination. Every morning, remind yourself, I have the power to lead my thoughts. I can master my emotions. I choose how my day begins. And now, I want to hear from you. Have you ever tried starting your day this way? What works for you? What small practices help you wake up with clarity, energy, and purpose? Share your story in the comments. Because when we share, we grow together, and we inspire each other to turn every morning into a new beginning. And so we come to it, the question we often overlook. Are we giving ourselves a real chance each morning, or are we letting the rush, the fatigue, and the anxiety sweep us away before we even begin? The answer lies within your mental state. Not in your schedule, not in your emails, not in the traffic or news. But in your mindset, the very first field you cultivate when you wake up. Every morning is a garden. And if you sow positivity, mindfulness, and clarity, what you'll harvest throughout the day is peace, strength, and success. To live a meaningful and productive life, you have to start each day by doing something simple but powerful. Create a great mood for yourself. But how? That part is up to you. There's no one-size-fits-all formula. The real key is to do what genuinely works for you, something that lifts your spirit and sets your mind right. For some, that might be meditation. For others, it could be journaling, reading a few inspiring lines, or writing down what they're grateful for. Some may put on their favorite playlist and dance while making coffee. Others might roll out a yoga mat or take a sunrise walk. It doesn't matter what it is, what matters is that you prioritize it. Treat each morning like a mental reset. Just like updating your phone to improve its performance, updating your mindset every morning enhances your clarity, your creativity, and your resilience. Take Steve, a young entrepreneur, as an example. He used to wake up and immediately check his inbox, bombarded by work demands before his feet even touched the ground. This routine left him overwhelmed, anxious, and reactive. But everything changed when he made one small shift. He began practicing 20 minutes of yoga each morning, focusing on his breath, his body, and his presence. And slowly, his entire perspective shifted. He no longer carried the weight of every little stress. He approached each challenge with calmness and strength. Because when you start your day grounded, the day no longer dominates you, you command it. Picture this. Two people walk into the same room. One is distracted, burdened by invisible noise. The other enters with confidence, presence, and purpose. Who do you notice? Who leads the room? That's the power of starting your day intentionally. When you build that kind of focus in the morning, the world responds to you differently. You don't just react, you lead. You don't just face problems, you solve them. But if you begin your day steeped in negativity, tired, bitter, or distracted, even the tiniest challenges can feel like storms. Your progress slows. Your energy drains. Your day slips out of your control. Most people live like this. They wake up and immediately hand over their peace to pressure. But you don't have to be one of them. Be among the few. The few who dare to rise with strength. The few who motivate themselves from within. Each morning, when you stand in front of the mirror, don't just see your reflection. Speak to your future. Command your mindset. Tell yourself, today will be a great day. I will see the good in everything that happens. I will do the right thing. I will give my best effort. Let that be your vow. Let that be your promise to yourself. Because when you own your morning, you reclaim your life. And remember this, we all have the same 24 hours in a day. The difference? It's not how much time we have, it's what we choose to do with it. Some people live those hours with purpose, clarity, and joy. Others let those same hours slip by in a haze of distraction and pressure. But here's the truth, you have the power to choose. You can decide, today, to live with a smile on your face. To believe that you deserve a beautiful, fulfilling life. And to take action, step by step, to build it. Start by affirming it to yourself. Say it out loud. I deserve a great life. I am capable. I am ready. Because positivity is not just a passing feeling, it's a daily decision. It starts the moment you wake up. Instead of letting your morning be hijacked by stress, your phone, or yesterday's worries, reclaim it. Set aside time just for yourself. Here are 4 simple but powerful steps you can take. Gratitude journaling. Write down 3 things you're thankful for. They can be big or small. This simple act shifts your focus to abundance and appreciation. Light exercise. Even a 15-minute walk outside can refresh your mind and body. Movement wakes you up and reconnects you to the present moment. Inspiring music. Choose a track that lifts your spirit, something that makes you feel alive. Let the music carry your energy into the rest of the day. Meditation or breathwork. Spend just 10 minutes focusing on your breath. It's one of the most effective ways to release stress and create inner peace. These aren't major lifestyle changes. They're small, intentional acts that can lead to transformational results. When you start your day like this, even if things don't go perfectly, your mindset will remain strong. You'll meet problems with patience. You'll stay anchored, even when the world gets noisy. Because an imperfect day won't defeat someone who began it with focus and gratitude. As the Stoic philosopher Seneca once said, "Begin at once to live, and count each separate day as a separate life." That's the secret, to live today, not in the past, not in fear of the future, but fully, clearly, and purposefully. Your life is a reflection of how you think. And your morning mindset is the key to shaping your thoughts, and through them, your actions, your habits, and your future. So tomorrow, do whatever it takes to ignite your spark. Whether it's a quote that lifts your soul, a stretch that loosens your body, a song that wakes your heart, or simply a reminder that today is yours to make remarkable. You don't have to change the world in one day. But you can change yourself, in a single morning. In the final section ahead, we'll bring this full circle, how to feed your thoughts each morning, so that the story you write each day becomes a reflection of your strength, clarity, and inner peace. So here we are, at the heart of it all. You have the power to create change. Each day, your thoughts are laying down bricks. They form the foundation, not just for your day, but for your week, your month, and your entire life. And just like a garden, your mind will grow what you plant. If you sow positivity, nourish it with knowledge, and water it with intention, you'll watch your ideas blossom into vibrant results, creative breakthroughs, moments of clarity, and strength in the face of adversity. But if left untended, if your thoughts are filled with worry, doubt, and negativity, that garden will grow wild, tangled, or worse, empty. A mind without guidance becomes a breeding ground for confusion, chaos, and burnout. So ask yourself each morning, what am I planting in the garden of my mind today? This is where training your thoughts becomes your daily practice. You wouldn't feed your body junk and expect it to perform well, so why feed your mind fear, distraction, or meaningless noise? Be intentional, be selective. Start feeding your thoughts with books that challenge you, audiobooks that inspire you, and content that builds you up, not breaks you down. When you nourish your mind with greatness, through wisdom, stories, and reflection, you equip yourself to face any challenge, any pressure, any uncertainty. Take a look at Oprah Winfrey. Once again, one of the most successful and respected figures of our time, Oprah begins every morning in stillness. She reads, she journals, she repeats her affirmations. These aren't luxuries, they're her tools. Tools to protect her mindset, keep her grounded, and prepare her to rise to the next level. Because she knows something crucial. You are not fixed. You are not static. Your thoughts can evolve. Your habits can change. Your life can grow. When you shift the way you see the world, you shift the way you act in it. And that changes everything. So don't be afraid to step beyond the edge of your comfort zone. Be more afraid of staying stuck, watching days pass while you remain the same. Let the story of Howard Schultz, the visionary behind Starbucks, be a reminder of what's possible. He was raised in a working-class family, surrounded by hardship. But he made a choice to grow. He studied how successful people thought. He absorbed their strategies, their mindsets, their courage. And then, he acted. He took risks when others hesitated. He believed in something better, and built it. Let this be your takeaway. You don't need to control everything in life. But you do need to cultivate your thoughts each morning. Because that's where your story begins. And you are the one holding the pen and that mindset of resilience and vision. It's exactly what enabled Howard Schultz to transform a modest coffee shop into a global brand, touching millions of lives, one cup at a time. Now think about your own mornings. Each one is a new opportunity, a blank canvas, a fertile garden. It's your chance to plant seeds of growth, confidence, and ambition in your mind. And with consistent care, intention, and belief, those seeds, they bloom. They become the roots of your dreams, the structure of your success. Start today. Not tomorrow, not when things are easier. Start now. Your future self, the version of you 5 years from now, will be forever grateful. But pause for a moment and ask yourself, if I keep thinking the way I'm thinking, living the way I'm living, where will I be a year from now? What about 5 years? Will you still be chasing energy? Still weighed down by bills, fear, or doubt? Still putting off your passions, your purpose? Or will you rise, and finally step into the greatness you've always felt inside you? The choice begins, again, with gratitude. Gratitude is the key that unlocks energy, purpose, and peace. Whether the day brings you a challenge, a miracle, or something totally unexpected, meet it with open arms. Say, thank you. Because when you're grateful, you start to see the magic in the ordinary. You recognize the value in small moments, a smile, a deep breath, the warmth of sunlight on your face. This nurtures calm. It roots you. It strengthens your spirit. So take just a few moments each morning to say, today will be a great day. Something magical will happen. Something truly wonderful is already on its way. By doing this, you're not just repeating words, you're programming your mind to look for joy, to expect the best, and to welcome opportunities. At the same time, practice visualization. See yourself, right now, completing your goals. Picture yourself walking into the day with confidence, knocking out tasks with ease, creating moments of meaning. Visualize success, and you'll begin to act in ways that bring it closer. Each new day is a chance to outgrow yesterday. To show up stronger. To learn something new. To take on a task you've been avoiding. To develop just one habit that brings you closer to your dreams. It won't always be easy. But even one tiny, brave step forward, day after day, will carry you further than you ever imagined. So here's your final reminder. You are not powerless. Your mornings are not random. They are your most sacred tool, the beginning of your story. Use them well. Feed your mind, lead with gratitude, visualize your day, and walk forward with purpose. Because the future you've dreamed of, it's not somewhere far away. It starts tomorrow morning, with you, and as you close this journey, remember, success doesn't come from sudden miracles or one-time breakthroughs. It's born from quiet persistence. From showing up each day, doing the work, feeding your mind, and believing in something bigger, even when no one else sees it yet. You don't have to wait for a miracle to arrive. You are the miracle in motion. Your thoughts, yes. Your thoughts are your greatest tool. Nourish them with positivity. Enrich them with wisdom. Fuel them with faith. And most importantly, don't fear failure. Don't fear change. They are not enemies, they are bridges. As long as you're moving forward, step by step, breath by breath, the path will unfold beneath your feet. So begin now. This very morning. Because when you win the morning, you win the day. And when you win the day, you change your life. Thank you, truly, for taking the time to listen and reflect with us. Together, we've explored the quiet, transformative power of morning routines, and how those first moments can shape your thoughts, your emotions, your confidence, and your success. This wasn't just a video. It was a reminder, a shift, a spark, a new beginning. If you've felt even the slightest inspiration from this journey, let us know by commenting below. Speaking head emoji, win the morning, win the day. That simple phrase tells us, you're ready. You're ready to lead your life, not follow it. You're ready to create, rather than wait. You're ready to rise. We'd love to hear from you, your morning rituals, your mindset shifts, your moments of breakthrough. Share them with us and with this community. Because together, we grow faster, stronger, wiser. If this message meant something to you, please like the video, share it with someone who needs it, subscribe to the channel, and don't forget to turn on the notification bell so you never miss a new video from us. The next video is ready for you, it's waiting just beyond this screen. Click it now, and keep growing with us. Your morning is not just a beginning. It's your battlefield, your altar, your mirror. The world doesn't owe you peace. It never did. But you can build it. You can be it. When you choose to rise with intention. To protect your thoughts. To move your body. To breathe in silence. You no longer react to life. You lead it. Don't wait for motivation. Don't wait for perfect conditions. You are the condition. So the next time the sun rises, don't just open your eyes. Open your will. Open your fire. Open your strength. Because when you own your morning, you don't just survive the day, you command it.